alaikum, Rushanara. How are you?
Good for you.
How are you feeling? General election round the corner. What's the update on Labour Party?
Well, we're very excited. This is a once in a generation time moment for Labour to get into government. We have had conservative chaos for the last 14 years. They've destroyed our NHS. There's very little housing for people who desperately need houses to be built and flats to be built for families. We face huge overcrowding here and across the country. Our schools are crumbling. Labour invested in schools and hospitals, but after a decade and a half of underinvestment, the country is on its knees. We can turn things around. We need change. We need a Labour government. So I hope people will vote Labour on the 4th of July.
Okay, on the last note, why should people vote for you?
I have worked tirelessly for the place I grew up in. I have always put my constituents' interests at the heart of Parliament by raising their concerns, be that about international development, about human rights, about the plight of the Rohingya Muslims, about the situation in Gaza, calling for a ceasefire, lobbying our government to do more to provide humanitarian aid, and trying to get the international community to do all it can. And also domestically, I have campaigned for support for housing. I secured nearly £200 million of funding for decent homes funding when I was first elected. Hundreds of millions of pounds of funding in our public services. Despite there being a Conservative government, we got building schools for future funding, which Labour had committed to when it was in government. And I had to lobby the government, Conservative government, when I first got elected to get that money. I secured funding for the local council during the COVID-19 pandemic when the community desperately needed help. I got thousands of people back from other countries when they were stuck abroad during the pandemic. We worked tirelessly to support people when they were suffering. And on housing, we need to do more. That's why a Labour government is critical. And my work in the Treasury Committee and as trade envoy to Bangladesh has meant that I have worked tirelessly to protect consumer rights in this country, but also protect garment workers in Bangladesh.
Thank you. And whoever wins the general election, permanent ceasefire should be the first priority. Thank you. Thank you so much. Rushanara Ali, vote for Rushanara Ali.
Thank you. Everyone, please vote Rushanara Ali for 4th July. আমরা লেবার গভর্নমেন্ট করব।
Vote Rushanara Ali, vote Labour, Tower Hamlet. Thank you.